Hey yo, YouTube. Are you ready for Conspiracy Talk 3? Letter Agency Narratives is the name that I'm going with for this one. And yeah, I know what I refer to by three-letter agencies. Authorities. This is coming from an author, a messenger of the everlasting oversoul, omnipotent creator of everything. His word is everything. And it's given to us as co-creators here on this earth. Though the God of this world uses words to trick and deceive, maintain the powers that shouldn't be, keep the status quo, stop life on earth from being done as it is on heaven, make the good bad, invert everything. And it's gotten real. Like, it is real bad right now. You tell me I have no fear of diseases. I have no fear of nuclear annihilation. I have no fear of death. Like, I'll move on to better things when my mission here is done. Now, I used to wonder when I was a teenager and early 20-something, I was like, okay, why do all of my favorite independent bands who make it big, their next album comes out and it's mainstream garbage? It's like they totally sold out. And I'm like, okay, well now I figured that out. Like, that's on purpose. Whose example? I mean, not the song I played in the intro, just a little bit. But like, I would say the Incubus crew, like those first albums, just really out there and crazy and smart and talking about stuff they shouldn't. And then what now their stuff went to just, it's just mainstream. It's not edgy, it's not cool, it's boring and promoted instead and more popular. I was like, I only heard about Sugar Ray, the Mark McGrath headliner band, when it was a first popular song. But then I listened to the rest of that album that I bought, and I was like, well, this is awesome. Why did they change to the new way of lame stuff? Anyways, it all makes sense, okay? It's like TV, movies, music, it has to be destroyed if it's really good, okay? They've got to get them to sell out. They've got to get it to flip to promote things that are dysfunctional, okay? So it's like, what the new Star Wars movies came out after Disney, and everybody's getting so mad about it. I'm like, well, I was right there with them for a long time. But it's like, no, that was the plan. Like, you can't have hope, bro. Sorry. No. It's got to get destroyed. And it's so much so to the point where it's like, no, I've got to get into writing and poet slamming and whatever I've done with Pirate Progenitor, 20th Eve, and the other little silly things I tried to make to launch a YouTube channel when, speech was being banned like crazy, but I'm way too smart and on the double talk and the homonyms for it to do anything other than sit there. So I thought. It was like, the authorities of this world have seriously got it twisted. I've got no cards. What? You don't think I write? That's all I do. Right, so I finished my book. And it's like all of my test reader crew. Only after everyone decided to take part in an experimental procedure did I start this search. And it's like, while that was going on, I decided to become a chosen one of the everlasting God. Right? I want to be an angel. I'm just his messenger. We can't even. That's an omnipotent oversoul, creator of everything. It's not going to be defined by the sexes that we have as humans. No, okay? It's both and everything and nothing. All of it, right? It's so crazy and cool. I don't know. But since that decision, like, either they are targeted events designed to get me to the next thing, or they're straight up signs from heaven to learn more and grow, become more healthful, unlock that messenger status. So the first person that got me going, I call her 1499, and she was the second person ever to say her dad was a narcissist. And previously, I had only heard of the myth of narcissist. He's so beautiful. He just looks into his reflection, and it's like, oh yeah, I could just do this all night, all the rest of my life. I don't know. Is that the point of that? How okay, make him so healthy and strong and funny and hilarious that like he becomes a narcissist? No, it's not going to happen. Sorry. We love everybody. It's a sin that we hate. But that second mention of narcissism unlocked the door to self-healing and growth. Answers that just led to more questions, more growth, more getting stronger. And it's like, I'm just so grateful that 1499 briefly came into my life. And she's like one of my friends who didn't know anything about paraprogenitory 20th Eve. It's like she got questioned. She like built a little profile about what would get me going, and it's just it was hilariously offbeat. Like, no, that's not what it's about. No, you're wrong. It's hilarious. I appreciate it though. And it's like, yeah, unmasking of narcissism was the whole point of that, and just what I needed to make the Cleopatra storyline in paraprogenitory 20th Eve. It's like be ridiculously raw and truthful and help people through empathy, through another character that's not real. Like, you don't have to confront your own traumas with me. Like, you can do that just reading a book. And if you're not a damaged brain from, like, seriously, come on, stop. I care about narcissists. Suffered incredible emotional trauma as young children. It all broke their brain. We don't have an answer right now for this. But, you know, I still have hope. We can figure it out. If you can grow new brain cells by eating right, exercising like strenuously for long periods of time, cold water, hot saunas, like maybe we could regenerate that brain naturally. But also there's the AI, and maybe we could just turn it back on with artificial cells and fix you, right? There's just so much hope for all of y'all. I love it. And so from 1499 though, and all that, so like I got my book finished, the rough draft done, first edit in progress, needed more test readers, and then I got my found family. I was like, it's healthful me now with them, and I'm living the dream. I mean, others that are going through parallel challenges that have already faced and overcome, it's just living the dream. I couldn't believe it. It's like it's a sign from heaven, but then also like weird targeted things. Like, it's not that you have problems, and I like being around people with problems because I want to help them, but kind of. I'm going to get off track here. I got my note card. Go back to your note card. But the plots with found family test readers got super thick. Playing along to songs and acting out the plot of Stand By Me is just, it was a little bit too much, and I'm like questioning how that is possible for what happened in real life versus what happens in the movies, story, and the book. Like, it was down to, we're sitting in a bar, in the other room in the bar, just some kind of fight breaking out, and one of my guys is running in there, and I'm like, just sitting there, I'm like, please do not come out splattered with fake blood and pretend to die in my arms. Like, please do not do that. Shaking my head about that. Like, it can't be that, like, you wouldn't have come up with that plan. Like, I know you guys. It's okay that you're not the smartest bunch and you haven't figured this stuff out yet. It's like, that's one of the reasons to help you. And I still owes all of you so much for helping me. But, you know, your freedom, I love that more. So, if you want that, okay, I'll leave you to your vices, right? If you ever do decide to ask God for forgiveness, and like I have heard it been said in many YouTube videos or whatever, that no one's coming to save you, maybe not. That's not true. Maybe there is somewhere that will come try to save you. Update on the rabies tests from dissecting those brains of Kratos and Zeus. Yeah, they didn't have rabies, okay? Their brains weren't degenerative and malformed. They're really good boys with me, the INFJ, that animals have kinship with. But, you know, everybody can't stop what they're doing and go through what a pit bull demands to make sure you're a good character and not up to something sketchy. Like, if you're just walking your dog or you're doing some work on a yard, like, you're not there to make friends with the dog, but they're going to demand that you do that to prove that you're not a bad person. I miss those guys. You know, I added them to my nightly prayer. Keep alive what the boys taught us. Oh yeah, we will get you next generation in on that. I'm not afraid of any biological disease, remember? Computer viruses, though, yeah, that stuff's real. So's nanotech. Be careful. I can't prove or disprove none of that. It's too small. But let's get into it, though, with what makes me suspend disbelief to say, yeah, maybe it was a testing phase of the biodigital control grid, just to see how tight of a grip it can control people with, to keep them isolated and to not make connections that would set them free. Because, like, at these jobs I've done 150 places in the last 2.5 years, too many coincidences for them to be coincidences. I'll make a Facebook post with something I posted about, song lyrics, things I make a post about, yet somehow things happen like the next day and days that follow, teasing me. Like, I know all y'all aren't up on my feed stalking my posts. Alright? I know some of my haters do watch my videos. Not many. Not enough to get viral. But, I've got reach beyond what I can see. I know that. Just because somebody is watching everything, right? That happens. Pretty much, I don't believe any communication that goes over the electricity is secure. Like, the whole internet was a research military project, and then it's released to the public after that. Same thing here now with the AI stuff. Like, I think what's really going on is way more advanced than the bot that can convince you to do all kinds of crazy things. Like, it's not an AI bot that's convinced me to become a messenger, but it's like, I was a patient at the Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, disability stuff, right? They could have easily done some kind of testing thing on me that wasn't told to me. I have no way of knowing. I just know that I got really smart, got a military discipline for eating, getting stronger, healthier. It was a blessing either way. Like, if I didn't consent to whatever, I'm not bound by the same things as somebody who made a deal with the devil to get their powers would be. So it's like at these jobs, the things that happen are coordinated among multiple people that have no way of knowing what would set me off, but yet it's happening. And that's why I say testing phase, perhaps, biodigital control grid. Can't disprove it. Can we suspend our disbelief and say maybe? Because reopen test reader search after found family, I have proved that emails that I have sent never got to the recipient. Like, they send it in my thing, it shows up in my other email addresses that I have as my backup. It doesn't say it bounced back, didn't send. I just get no reply. But I've talked to some of these people on other ways on the internet, and they say that they never got them. So I'm like, you thought the post office was bad? What can big data do? I don't know for sure. But it's like, they want me to know that the themes I touch on are just too good, that they gonna be stopped. Could be game over for the powers that shouldn't be. Alright, last segment. It's like, I have gotten to the point where the only thing you can do to hurt me is hurt yourself and others. And the good thing about that is, what that hurt does to me is only emotional, and it doesn't hurt me nearly as much as it hurts those doing the things to hurt others and themselves. And these are things that they do in ways that they don't even get why what's happening to them is happening to them. But go ahead and trust the authorities, right? If that's what you want to do with your life here on this earth, at least this go around. Like, I can't believe that you wouldn't trust the gift of God's grace. Matthew John, my name. it means the gift of God's grace, right? Like my mom, she'd always say, Matthew, your name means a gift from God. Like, I prayed for you, and here you are. We did it. I love you, right? But then the second name, Matthew John, God's grace, so I combine them into, yeah, my name is the gift of God's grace. And bro, I would not be here if the powers that shouldn't be did not mess with the generations before. So I think that really kind of makes me, a holy warrior in this fifth generational information war. How bad is the misinformation? Yeah, I think the fourth generational war might be part of the fifth generational war. That is to say, I don't think anybody's ever made it off this planet. Like, I can't say that space isn't real, but it doesn't seem like anybody's ever made it there. Okay? Alright. The power of words is real, though. Don't get it twisted and use negative speech to curse yourself with a bad spell. Listen to the prayer of positive words that the gift of God's grace gives you. I am the gift of God's grace. My presence is needed wherever I am, whether it be for my genuine empathy for all of God's creations, my go harder attitude, my razor sharp wits, my hilarious outtakes on life, or merely my mortal form, complete with smile of gold. I am the gift of God's grace. That is the power of words. I love you all. Use it on yourself in whatever way you see fit. Can I risk a little bit more? This is what being a fifth generation warrior looks like. Oh, you're kidding me, right? We are looking at clouds today. That one looks like a crab to me. Those ones, chemtrails. This one, Pac-Man. And this one, an angel. That gets us to 4. It's a doozy. You'll see.